on Tuesday, same way as we've begun every year for the past 5 years or so. Never seem to make any progress, but maybe we're making a little progress now. We have the new Women's Center is open. I hear it's packed to capacity, at least on the days when term papers are due and people need to take advantage of the free printing. There's a new pub down in the basement. It's not quite open. It'll be open around the first day of reading period, just in the spring term, that is, not the fall term. That's just when you need the pub open, is for the beginning of reading periods, most important drinking time of the year after all. So anyway, all seems to be well at Harvard. Well, almost, not everything is well. The Crimson this fall broke the news that one of our law professors was again caught plagiarizing. And this is the Crimson. It's this crack team of investigative journalists. It's the same newspaper that last year, broke the story about an undergraduate caught plagiarizing some material from a novel. That paper is really, really good at digging out plagiarists. Except, of course, when it's themselves. The news that the Crimson itself had been plagiarizing was broken by the Boston Globe. Well, oh dear. The professors are mostly back to minding their own business after being distracted a bit last year by what I heard one of them call certain human resource issues that were preoccupying the faculty. Happily, our former president, Larry Summers, landed softly after his exit from the president's office. He's enjoying an intense year of intellectual stimulation while he's on sabbatical, while being managing director of a hedge fund in New York, and I'm very happy for him. But here at Harvard, with good old Derek Bach back in Mass Hall, all is well in the Harvard world. Actually, Larry Summers was not the only university president who's had trouble lately. It was actually a pretty tough year for university presidents. Did you hear about the situation of the president of Gallaudet University, the school for the deaf? She was forced to resign recently. Part of the reason people were talking about it is that she was forced out because she was not deaf enough. Imagine that. One president loses her job for not being deaf enough, and the other one loses his job because he couldn't hear anything that people were trying to tell him. Well, there's no justice in the world. Well, the big event of the year, the one big thing that's going to happen this fall is, of course, the Harvard-Yale tailgate. Now, that's only a week away now. It'll be all over 7 days from now. And it's going to be quite an affair. There's going to be a big fence built around O'Leary Field. And there are going to be little stations there where you can buy beer if you're over 21. And there are various groups and houses and clubs and so on will have their own little tailgates, all lined up next to each other. And no student or anybody else is going to be allowed to bring alcohol into the perimeter of the fenced-off part of O'Leary Field. No alcohol. In fact, they're not going to allow even any ice luges brought in this year. And I hear they may even prevent people from bringing in suckling pigs. It's going to be tough. And there's actually going to be, I hear, TSA screeners. You know, the people who work down at Logan Airport they're on their off duty. They're going to be down there with X-ray machines and everything, inspecting your bags and make sure you don't bring any liquids in. And the reason, of course, we've got TSA screeners is, did you ever, I hate to be paranoid about these things, but did it ever occur to you that everybody who has ever been in charge of the Department of Homeland Security is one of our graduates? It's true. It's true. The Michael Chertoff was Currier House class of 75, and Tom Ridge was Quincy House class of 67, and they probably got their whole idea about this foolishness of keeping liquids off airplanes when they were thinking about the Harvard-Yale tailgates and how to control them. Now, actually, people blame me for starting all of this. I was the dean who decreed 4 years ago that you had to drink your beer out of cans and not kegs. And if I was the one who started the tailgate onto this path towards hyper-regulation, I stand before you a shamed and remorseful man. So here's what I'm going to do to make up for my sins. I spent a little time browsing the internet and watching the blogs and so on, and I came up with 5 good ideas for getting your booze past those TSA screeners. So here we are. Here we are, the top 5 ways of getting your hooch into the student tailgate. So the 5th best idea is a product called the Barnoculars. It's a pair of binoculars that actually aren't binoculars at all. You take the lens cap off, and you've got your stuff inside the binoculars. And idea number 4, which you can go on the internet and buy, you can buy a cell phone flask. Okay, you just screw off the top of the antenna. Okay, idea number 3, there's something called the Sippin' Seat. Sippin' Seat looks just like a bright red Harvard seat cushion, except that it's full of beer, okay? Okay, idea number 2 is to go down tonight before they put that fence up and bury your stuff. And then when you get inside, then you can dig it out, okay? But the number 1 way to sneak the booze into the tailgate is to put it all in 3-ounce shampoo and perfume bottles, put them in a Ziploc plastic bag, and just show them as you go through the gate, and everybody will say, fine, let you right through. All right. Well, if everything else fails, the good news is that they've decided this year, in addition to the tailgate, to augment it with a football game across the street in that big place called the stadium, it looks like a Roman Coliseum. There'll be a football game going on there, and it'll actually be a pretty good one. And there's still a chance we could win a piece of the Ivy Championship. So I hope it'll be a good game one way or the other. Forget the tailgate. Let's go all across the street and enjoy the football game. Okay. It's now my pleasure to introduce Harvard's oldest and greatest a cappella singing group, the Harvard Crocodillos, the Crocs. The Crocs have been entertaining. Crocs have been entertaining audiences here and around the world since they were born in a little tiny hasty pudding pot at the Hasty Pudding Club in 1946. They performed for presidents and movie stars. They've appeared at Carnegie Hall, and they appeared at the transfer of Hong Kong back to China in 1999. They have released their latest album in honor of their 60th anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on the one, the only, the great, the Harvard Crocodillos.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening. My name is Frank.
And I'm Michael.
And we are the Harvard Crocodillos.
Now, I know you may have been expecting to see more than just the 2 of us this evening.
And to be quite frank, so were we.
What are you doing?
What's the problem?
I told you not to make that joke.
Yeah, but everyone thought it was hysterical.
I don't care what they thought. You're not supposed to make the Frank joke. It's stupid.
Yeah, but Michael, I mean, let's be honest. I think it's probably the best joke we have. I mean, maybe you just don't get it. You see, my name is Frank. We're being frank with the
I
audience.
obviously get the joke. Everyone gets the joke. It's just terrible. Why didn't you stick with what we had?
Well, I don't totally know how to put this, folks, and I hoped it wouldn't have to come to this, but I was sort of looking over the stuff that we had agreed upon for the intro, and I looked at some of the stuff you added, and I just didn't think a lot of it was all that funny. So I decided to take a few, creative liberties of my own, mix it up a little bit, just keep things fresh.
Excuse me a second. You didn't think my jokes were funny. All right. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Frank and I have just been working pretty hard to get a nice original, lighthearted introduction to tonight's show.
Yeah, we just wanted to give all of you a break from the tired, oft-made quips about the Crocs not showing up or having fired them, and the silly notion that we would attempt to perform Gustav Mahler's Resurrection Symphony without a good brass section.
But apparently, Frank has decided to take things in his own direction this season.
Look, I think things have completely fallen apart. So, can we at least try my introduction?
No.
I mean, it's hilarious. The kids are gonna love it. It's great. It's great. Let's just give it a try.
Fine.
All right. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frank,
And I'm Frank.
and we are the Harvard Frankadillos.
Now we know you may have been expecting to see more than just the two of us, Franks, on stage this evening.
And to be quite frank,
Stop. We're not doing this again.
it's great. They're laughing. Everybody's
we're not doing it.
feeling good. They're laughing. What's
Shut up. We're not doing the intro. This is the second worst intro I've ever seen. We're not doing it.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what came over me, but at least things could have been worse. I mean, it's not the worst introduction we've
That's
ever
true,
seen.
that's
Remember
true.
that one?
Yeah, that was weird. It was like, man, it took like months to clean up the stage. That was kind of awkward.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry again. I'm really excited to be here. Here we are. We're finally out front, leading the team, and I know you're feeling the same way. I mean, last year Michael and I were standing back in the arc. We were stuck playing second string.
Collecting jock straps after practice.
I mean, look, ladies and gentlemen. As hard as it is to believe, the Crocs are not all glitz and glamour. I mean, we go through a lot of hard work every day.
Every day.
And it's great because you should all know that we do not treat the new guys nearly as hard as we were treated last year.
No way. I think we're pretty reasonable. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm a nice guy. He's a nice
Nice
guy.
guy.
We treat them pretty well. It's
Yeah.
pretty standard.
No, it's great. I mean, like, for example, like some days in practice, we'll be singing around.
Sid,
we'll
get out here now! Get out here! I asked for my bubble tea 15 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago, I asked for my bubble tea. Sid.
Excuse me.
Where is it?
It's cooling downstairs, like you are.
Are you kidding
Are
me?
you dense? I asked for it room temperature. What is wrong with you? Jesus, get down and give me 10 push-ups right now. Right now.
I gotta find my tux jacket.
Since when is that an excuse, Sid? Do the push-ups right there, now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. You know how it is to just get a little thirsty, talking
Ah,
a
it's
lot.
perfectly reasonable. We're perfectly
Look at that.
reasonable people.
It's all right. Just, thanks for coming out. Just hit the showers. It's okay.
Won't happen again, sir.
Don't. Yeah, better not.
Yes, sir, Michael. We sure did go through a lot of hard work last year, but it's all paid off. Here we are out front, leading the team,
Where we've always wanted to be
where we've always wanted to be.
since last year.
Since last year, that's right. I mean, just look at all the potentially excited, nervously laughing faces out in the audience. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Anyway, where
Sorry,
Were we
sorry.
ready in directions?
I think the part about the Crocs not showing
That's
up.
right. I'm sorry. You see, Frank and I find ourselves a bit more classically inclined than the rest of the group, so tonight we decided to cut them loose.
That's right. Tonight's performance will indeed feature a stunning duet rendition of Gustav Mahler's Resurrection Symphony.
So sit back, relax, and listen to the brass section because they're great.
C minor.
You got it.
What do you do? Stop! That's the point of the whole joke. That's the point. We don't actually sing the resurrection. No, we don't. No, we don't. Seriously. House of Blue Lights or
Sorry. Okay.
unbelievable.
Well,
it's your boots and you walk on down to a knockdown shack on the edge of town. There's a line you can come there that just won't quit. Keep you walking to your suit. A blue light will fall in there. Can you dig them sights? Out of the house, of blue lights. Well, there's fires. Detroit. But the trick of the trade, that's where the seven of those fine 8 beats. You're gonna spend the rest of your brights out of the house, of blue lights. Doobie-dan, doobie-doobie-dee, boy, doobie-dan, doobie-doobie-dee, hey, hey, hey. Boy,
house where you lace up your boots and you walk on down to a knockdown shack on the edge of town. There's a line of beating camel there that just won't quit. Keep it walking till you see a blue light lit fall in there. Can you dig them sights down at the house? The house of blue lights. Dooby-dan-dooby-dooby-dwee, boy, dooby-dan-dooby-dooby-dwee, ha ha ha. Boy, 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 da-dooba-dooba-dooba-ba-ba. Well, you lace up your boots and you walk on down to a knockdown shack on the edge of town. There's a Latin beating camel there that just won't quit. Keep it walking till you see a blue light lit fall in there. Can you dig them sights down at the house? The house of blue lights. Doom, 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 doom. Well, be sure to spend your brats down at the house of blue lights. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye. Blackbird, blackbird, bye, bye, bye. Blackbird, bye, bye. Pack up all my cares and woe. Here I go singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird. When somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one in the world can understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all tell me. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye, bye. Pack up all my cares and woe. Here I go, singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird. When somebody waits for me, sugar sweet and so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one in the world can understand me. Oh, what are the stories they all tell me. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye, bye. Pack up on my cares and woe. Here I go singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird. When somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one in the world can understand. Oh, what hard luck stories they all do. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, blackbird, blackbird. Bye, bye, diddly da do, da do wait. Yeah. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mammy's good looking. Now hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings, and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing gonna Daddy and Mammy standing by.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The Harvard Crocodillos have oft been praised for their avant-garde approach to music, but less oft been praised for their sensitivity to the special needs of their audience. To address these concerns, tonight shall feature a simultaneous translation for the hearing impaired of the introduction to our oldest and finest song, Johnny O'Connor. Now, Johnny was a young man from...
Johnny was a young man from Yale!
who, and like all other men from this esteemed
And
institution,
like all other
suffered
men
from...
this esteemed institution. What?
What are you doing?
What's wrong?
Why are you yelling?
So that they can hear me.
When you said hearing impaired, I thought you meant like sign language or something.
I don't know sign language.
Swift, you're just being offensive. Here I am, trying to make the Crocodillos more accessible to everybody. And you just come along and ruin everything. Swift, you always ruin everything.
I was just trying to help.
Well, I don't know what you think, but I think you should apologize on behalf of the group to everyone in the audience whom you've offended.
Fine.
Go ahead, Swift.
I'm really sorry!
At this point in the program, I'd like to invite on stage any honorary Crocodillos or Croc alumni who might just happen to be in the audience.
Now listen, your little sweetie don't appreciate you. I got a daughter who's just dying from heaven.
She likes to go all the way. Johnny had visions of a million in gold. The digger keeps her riding in his little auto.
Beep, beep.
But every time that he went to say, marry me. Was the old story again. bury you, my Billy, beneath the maple tree.
And never again will you whisper to me, hey, hey, oh mama, look sharp.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to dedicate this next song to Patty Hearst, wherever she may be.
As I walk alone, I wonder what went wrong with our love, a love that was so strong. And as I still walk on, I think of the things we've done together while our hearts were young. And we're walking in the rain, tears are falling and I feel the pain, wishing you were here by me to end this misery. And I wonder, just why, she ran away, and I wonder where she will stay. Where will she stay? My little runaway, run away. I'm walking in the rain, tears are falling and I feel the pain, wishing you were here by me to end this misery. And I wonder, just why, she ran away, and I wonder where she will stay. My little runaway, run away, run away.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time once again for yet another edition of the Harvard Crocodillos' famed Poetry Forum.
That's right. The Harvard Crocodillos Crackerjack freshman writing team has once again put pencil to paper
Tamed the savagery of tongue,
and summoned the erstwhile muses to offer up yet another succulent morsel of musical theater par excellence.
but it wasn't all champagne and Cheetos for the Crocs this year.
No, indeed. Despite past successes, we have faltered thrice before finally arriving at our ultimate expression of art.
Beginning with the foiling of Foley's fondling in Page of Innocence.
After which, we only sunk to lower depths with that soft-core serving of sumptuous sensuality, Bend Her.
And ending with a rip-roaring regaling of rigorous reading, The Count of La Monte Cristo.
But fear not, For the Harvard Crocodillos have, like the mighty phoenix, risen from our proverbial ashes to offer you, our illustrious audience, a story. It's about a man searching for self-worth.
It's about love, lost and found.
It's about the president of Harvard College.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed alumni, honored guests, the Harvard Crocodillos of 2007 are proud to present School of Bach.
That's right, School of Bach. Our story unfolds as our protagonist, a nubile bumpkin of a freshman, questions his legitimacy as a student.
He begins to find that hard work and discipline outweigh the virtue of prestige and money.
He finds himself lost and in a tight spot.
Like the finger of a proctologist.
I'm not really that smart. I didn't get here by merit, but I know I'll inherit just enough so I'll get by. I'm not really good at math. It's not my magic of numbers. I know more about cummerbunds and parties at the Fly. I'm failing school. The core is sometimes really hard. It sucks that I can't succeed. I barely read. I'm also kind of lazy. I'm failing school. The TFs all are so unfair. But with my parents' cash, I just get trashed. And now I'm failing school and I don't care. How do you fail a class? Since we've got great inflation, academic probation just should not be possible. I'm failing school. X-Files isn't a breeze. Go on leave next year. I don't work at all. It's freshman fall, and I won't pass a single class this year. I'm failing school, but I'm still cool. My grades are bad. They're not that bad. My life is made, tuition's paid. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Depressed and dejected, our young protagonist decides to lick his wounds by attending a sporting event.
You know, Nikhil, I once attended a sporting event.
Really?
No, not really.
Despite the vigor of the competitors on the field, our protagonist feels that what he really needs is a pint from the nearby tailgate.
But in expecting that he can find a drink, our protagonist discovers that he wants more than he can have.
Like the Duke lacrosse team.
Last year, this time, all the Yalees, they fueled my alcoholic tendencies. I drank everything, and this freshman chick almost died. But now I'm fearing the Boston police have taken away all my tasty drinks. And if I stay too long, I'll probably sit down and cry. Whoa, whoa, this tailgate's dry. Whoa, oh, oh, this tailgate's dry. Last year we're wasted by sunrise. This year will be much more tame.
It came to me as a total surprise. I guess I'll have to watch the game. But then I'm reminded of a better place where vodka I can imbibe. New Haven does not card the underage. This sucks, but we can still get high. Whoa, whoa, this tailgate's dry. Whoa, this tailgate's dry. Whoa, this tailgate's dry. So we can still get high.
Swifty, what's a tailgate?
It's the back part of a Hyundai Electra.
Finally. Thank you for that. Anyway, where was I, Swifty?
I don't know, Nikhil. I think you had something to say to these people.
Oh, right. Finally, our hero, wrecked by his inability to find fun or to get good grades, decides to rectify the latter problem.
He discovers that he really needs a place where he can express himself comfortably.
Ah, like the basement of Canada, of course, for women.
Like many Harvardians before him, our hero finds academic inspiration from other sources.
Other published sources.
Sources that look a frightening amount like his own final product.
Yes, but his new techniques garner for him success and fulfillment. And once again, he feels empowered.
Like the Democratic Party.
Don't go changing to try to please them. You never let me down before. Don't imagine you're too familiar, so I'll just steal you off JSTOR. Oh,
I comped the crimson to print my comics, but all my jokes were quite subpar. Is it poor taste to
copy and paste you and keep you just the way you are? Don't go reading, writing with sources that won't get book deals for you. Opal made up
at William Morris Day
have a thesaurus day
and change the words so you don't get sued. Oh.
Don't imagine it's a clever innovation that shit can get you just so far.
So steal the good ones, hell steal the bad ones,
and keep them just the way they are.
Here's my story, it's sad but true. It's about a girl that I once knew. She took my love and she ran around with every single guy in town. Whoa, 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 na 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 na, whoa. Whoa, 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 from a runaround to I miss the lips and the smile on her face, the touch of her hair in this girl's warm embrace. So if you don't wanna cry like I did, keep away from the runaround to whoa, 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 Sue likes to travel around. She loves you, she'll put you down. And now people let me put you to wise. The song goes out with other guys. Here's the moral of the story from the guy who knows. I fell in love and my love still grows. Ask any guy that she ever knew. Say keep away from the runaround to whoa, 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 whoa. She likes to travel around. She loves to put you down. Now people let me put you to wise. Super. Every other guys, here's the moral of the story from the guy who knows. I fell in love and my love still grows. Ask any guy that she ever knew. Say keep away from runaround to whoa. Keep away from that girl. Just don't know what she'll do. Keep away from Sue.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. At this point in the program, we'd like to share with you a small problem that the Crocs have been having. His name is Nikhil. Get out here, Nikhil. You see, folks, last night, Nikhil fell in love.
She was an angel.
Unfortunately, Nikhil couldn't get up the courage to speak to the lady. So, the Crocs spent the afternoon scouring heaven, purgatory, and Wellesley College until we found Nikhil. We have her here now. Nikhil is ready to give her another shot.
Hi, you're sweet.
Easy there, Tiger. Maybe you better just sing her a song.
Oh, God. What's your name? What's your name? Have I seen you before? What's your name? What's your name? Can I walk you to your door? It's so hard to find a personality with charms like yours for me. Ooh, 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 ooh. What's your name? What's your name? Is it Mary or Sue? What's your name? What's your name? Can I have this dance with you? It's so hard to find a personality with charms like yours for me. Ooh, 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 ooh. I stand here on the corner, just waiting for you to walk by, so my heart can be satisfied. So please, won't you let me be your number one? Under the stars, under the moon, and under the sun. Baby, what's your name? Please tell me what is your name? What's your name? What's your name? It's so hard to find a personality with charms like yours for me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What's your name? What's your name? What is your name? What's your name? Annie! Shoot me never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Oh, you'll take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afar ye. But me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. 'Twas there that we parted in yon shady glen, by the steep, steep side of Ben Lomond, where deep in purple hues the Highland hills we'd view, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. Oh, you'll take the high road, and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland afar ye. But me and my true love will never meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. The wee birdies sing, and the wildflowers spring, and in sunshine the waters are sleeping. But the broken-hearted kens nay second spring again, though the woeful may cease from their greeting. Oh, you'll take the high road, and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland afar ye. But I and my true love will never meet again by the bonny, bonny banks of Loch
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Before we let you go, I have a couple of announcements I'd like to make. The first of which is that in 6 days' time, the Crocs will be performing with the Yale Whiffenpoofs at Memorial Church. If you'd be interested in tickets, please talk to one of us after the concert. The second announcement is that if you'd like to take any of the Crocs home with you, you can. In the form of CDs. We'll be selling CDs in the hall for $15 each, or a special 2 for $30. Lastly, if you'd like to keep up with news about the Crocs, please feel free to sign up for our quarterly newsletter sent out by the Friends of the Crocs. Just give your email address to any of us and you will receive that newsletter and nothing else. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoy our final number.
That once was my heart.
but I'm no good without you. Take my arms, I'd rather lose them. Oh, just take my lips, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on without you? You took my heart that once was my own, so why not take all of me? Oh, take all of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm just no good without you? Take my arms, oh, I'd rather lose them or just take my lips. I'll never use them. Your goodbye, you left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on without you in my arms? Oh, you just took it away. So why not just take all of me today? Take it all away. Why not take all of? Why not take all of? Why not take all of? Why don't you just take all of? I guess what's that? Ain't that a kick in the head? Take the load, I'll use them again. Take my leg. Why don't you take them to my Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on without you? You took my heart that once was my heart, so why not take all of me?
Thank you so much. This has been a thrill to perform for you. Before we end, there are a few people I'd like to thank. First of all, Professor Lewis, thank you so much for hosting us. Margaret Corrigan, as always. Bill County, Barry Reed, Alexis Rodriguez-Carlson, and Harvard Media and Technology Services. Professor and Mrs. John Donovan, Steve Dostart, Mary Catherine Dybell, Todd Fletcher and the Friends of the Harvard Crocs, the Reverend Professor Peter Gomes, Josh Brenner and the Hasty Pudding Theatricals, Dean Benedict Gross, Fred Heller, Dean Paul Keenan, Dean Paul McLaughlin, Bill and Hillary Midden and family, Lynn Weigel and the Harvard Crocodillos Board, Lena Kunamaru, Desmond Fitzgerald and the Hasty Pudding Club, the Zion Wittgenstein Zion family, Chess Stetson, Michael Mitnick, Dan Pearl, Grant Damon, Patrick McKiernan, Elias Seaton, and Matthew Gard. And finally, thank you to all of our friends and family, and to all of you for coming out here tonight. We hope you enjoy our final number.